Hello everybody, we are live now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. Thank you so much for choosing to honor our invitation today. We're gonna spend 1 hour here today. I'm gonna try as much as possible to stay for 1 hour. Thank you, Erica, for signing in. Right now, what I want you to do is to help me invite your friends. It's always good when there is plenty of us here. Mandy James, thank you so much. Good day, Mandy. Help me share this broadcast, share it to as many people as possible. We want to have as many of us as possible here. Believe Erurere, thank you so much. Thank you, Believe. Please help me share the video. Just help me keep sharing the video. We would want to have as many people as possible to come online, especially today that we're trying to raise money. We need as many people online as possible. So guys, Rita Edozi, thank you so much, Rita. Thank you for your support all the time, Rita. Thank you so much. Aqua, thank you. Thank you, guys. Let's take it back. Let us take back our country. Let's take back our nation for the future, for our future generation. Because this generation now, there's almost nothing left for us, man. So what we're doing is actually for the next generation, because Nigeria right now is I don't know where we're headed. It's a dangerous place that we're headed with the way things are going. Allow me to do just 1 or 2 little adjustments. Yep. So we don't lose that headroom there. Okay, guys, let's keep inviting people. Let's share the video. We're not just going to be talking about money today. We're going to be looking at what we need to do to change things in Enugu State and in Nigeria. Ibrahim Showa, thank you so much. Take it back. Thank you. Let's invite people. Let's invite everybody. Let's get the whole family here. We got a lot to talk about. Let me just go ahead and extend our condolence to the AAC family, the Take It Back family in Delta States, who lost 3 of our dear members of the family. We are really in a mourning state about them. But you see, what their death has done to us, is that it has fired us up. It has made us realize that we need to do more, especially since the cause of their death is related to bad infrastructure. We understand that they met their end on a part of the road that was not properly maintained, and that is what led to the accident that took away the life of 3 of our members. So you can imagine how upset we are. Tom Bice, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for your support. Let's spread the news. Let's get people involved. Let's get everybody around. Let's gather around. Let's engage ourselves. Let's interact. I welcome questions during the broadcast. If you have any questions to ask, please go ahead and ask. Before we get into the fundraising proper, let me also take this opportunity to appreciate everyone who has donated towards this cause on the GoFundMe platform. We appreciate all of you. We send thank you on GoFundMe to everybody. We also celebrate it on Facebook but I need to take out time to also thank you. Matete Oshogolo, thank you so much. Ishak Abdusalamad, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone who has donated on the GoFundMe page. I can't list all of you here, but people like Dr. Belarak, people like Reverend Dr. Canon Emenogo, people like Fumi Olumade, people like Prince Adeleke, so many of you there who have donated to us. Those of you who are anonymous, who don't want your names to be mentioned, Chris Omuzulu, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, Chief Nwakobi. There's so many of you, I can't even remember all of you, but please, if you go to our GoFundMe page, you scroll and you see a lot of people that donated to us. Katia Valino, Philip, so many of you donated already. I really want to appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of the Chidi for Governor campaign team, I want to appreciate every one of you, big, small, whatever the size of donation. We appreciate it, and we are committed to using it for the purpose you have donated the money. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Are there plans by AAC national members to visit members of our dead comrade? Of course, there is. You know how we are. Right now, we're raising funds. My campaign organization is also going to make a donation to their family. So we are all working towards making sure that their death is not in vain. Their death actually marks a turning point for those of us in African Action Congress, because these are young people who they are gallant soldiers. They were fighting to change this country. So they died in active service, and that is how we are treating their death. We are not leaving any stones unturned. At the national level, we are coordinating with the state chapter of the party to make sure that we make people understand that these guys died in active service, and they will be remembered as heroes. Yeah, they will remember us as heroes. Every young person who wants to just go ahead and give their support to the people who have run Nigeria down before you do that, think about people like these young men who have put in so much, who lost their lives trying to make Nigeria better. That's what I tell young people. Before you start articulating and you start selling your conscience to people, look at people like these three guys who lost their lives. But today we are continuing in what they stood for. Today we are raising money to be able to support the efforts of the African Action Congress in Enugu State and our bid to take over the government house of Enugu State come 2019. We're doing this steadily. We're doing it with everything that we have. We're doing it the right way, one person at a time. We're starting from the grassroots. We are mobilizing people. We are also warming up for the commencement of campaigns. Chief Mobodo Chinedu, thank you so much. Oluwadele Bolitife, Edward Yetayo Olutoke, thank you so much, Edward. Guys, thank you for inviting everybody. Keep sharing this and keep inviting people. I know this is Saturday. Some people are in some events, but they can also use their cell phones, and we kept advertising this. Engineer Rick Moore, Ikegwano, thank you so very much. Thank you. Let's keep sharing this video. Today, it's all about raising money to, I got some more people here that donated at the fundraising we had here in Toronto. People like Esther, Lady Esther, people like Dr. Charity Labaya, people like Mr. Steve Ezude, Barrister Kingsley Jesurobo, and so many of you. Thank you so much. Thanks for those of you who are also working in different teams. Dr. Emeka Okolo, thank you so much. Mr. Steve, Chief Samson, all of you, Dafe, Barrister Emma Balugo, so many of you who are working behind the scenes to make this our dream a success. I really want to appreciate every one of you. I want you to know that what we're doing is what we should be doing. We have agitated, we have protested. They have called us internet tigers and whatever. They've called us Buhari, wailing whalers. They've called us all kinds of names. But we have moved this fight from the internet down to the grassroots. That's why the fight really is. Because if we just stay online and we just make noise and we just waste our time on Twitter, it does not do anything. Uchenna Obona, thank you so much. It is only when we go to the grassroots, because this war is actually a war of the mind. It is a war of a change of ideology. The people that we need to talk to, they are not online. They are not on your Facebook page. Most of the people on your Facebook. Sorry, please. I wish people will not call me. Some people are calling me and it's cutting off the broadcast. Please, if you are trying to reach me, could you just wait till after this broadcast? First man Idiahi, thank you so much. Olivia Diolo, thank you so much. So thank you so much. Like I said, please stop calling. It is breaking off the transmission. But back to what I was saying, it is a war of the mind. It is a war to change people's ideology. That's where people are right now. And most of the ones that we want to reach, we discover that they are not on your Facebook page. They are not in your WhatsApp contacts. No. They don't belong to your email group. These people are right out there in the grassroots. And they have telephones, but guess what? Not all of them have Android phones or iPhones. Not all of them have data accounts. Those that even have data accounts, they don't have money to buy data for their phones. So a lot of the efforts that we are making online, I just want to tell you that it doesn't get to the people. It doesn't get to the people. And what happens is when we don't make a move in the grassroots, those people who have been bastardizing our economy, those people who have been keeping our people down in poverty, they take advantage of our absence in the grassroots and they just go there. They deceive them with 500 naira. They deceive them with 1,000. They buy their votes. They brainwash them. And those are the ones that actually cast the votes and put them back in power. So that is why we must take the fight to the grassroots. That's why you need to have someone like me actually contesting. It is no longer time for talking. If you talk and talk online and do Facebook chat and do whatever, if you don't go to the grassroots, you are wasting your time. I was talking to some people in Enugu State today, some friends of mine, and even some people that are new acquaintances, people who are professionals, people who are intellectuals, and they are all complaining. They are all complaining. Everybody is so bitter about the situation in the country. We know that Nigeria is in a mess right now. I'm telling you, no apologies. Chidi, Arinze, Andres, Semota, thank you so much. Nigeria is in a total mess, and the Enugu State is part of Nigeria. So Enugu State is in a mess, and my friends are complaining. The only thing I got to tell them is, if you're complaining, then why do you find it difficult when I tell you to participate in active politics? You say, oh, you know what? It is dangerous. Oh, you know what? We don't have the money. And I'm like, then we might as well just go and commit suicide. We know what the problem is. We know that the future of our children is not guaranteed, but we are not willing to do what we're supposed to do. We have to step out of our comfort zone. We need to go down to our people and talk to them. It is not something we can just do by just sitting down and texting back and forth. Andrea Somota, Chukwuemeka Agwu, thank you so much. Thank you guys for coming on. So please, let us support anybody who is, everybody who has devoted themselves, anybody who has volunteered themselves to go and take this message to the grassroots for us. That's what I have done. It's not like I don't have a job to do. It's not like I have free time, but it's a commitment. It's a sacrifice. I've been in the business of community leadership. I know that community leadership is a selfless service, and so that's what I just felt after analyzing the situation from when I was the president of Enugu State Association in Toronto, Canada, and when I was also the president of the Nigerian community in Toronto, Canada. I came to realize that all the agitations that we did, and we did a lot of agitation, we did a lot of protest, we did so much. I'm a professional, I'm an architect, my wife is an architect, we have full-time jobs, we run our own company. It is very, very difficult for us to even find little time for ourselves. So when you see that I step out and I'm going to be out of my location for even 1 week, my brother, my sister, is a lot of sacrifice. But you know what? That's what leadership is all about. So why I'm telling you this is for you to know that I didn't wake up and just decide to contest for the governorship of Enugu State. I have been in leadership. I am aware of the situation in the country. I get reports. I am so close to security happenings in Nigeria. I am close to the Nigerian High Commission. I'm close to the Canadian government. So I know exactly what is going on in Nigeria from certain sensitive quarters. And I know that the best thing we can do is to go down, because the people seem to have become so tired. The people seem to just have resigned themselves to hope, because it's been so many years of politicians just abusing them by way of not providing for them. Let me tell you the truth. The politicians we have in Nigeria right now, they don't care jack about the masses. They are busy negotiating amongst themselves. That's what politics is in Nigeria. That's why we will not do politics the old way of doing politics in Nigeria. Politics is about people just hold meetings and meetings and meetings. And you would think that if they just hold meetings about how to better the life of their citizens, we would not have problems in Nigeria. How much money do you need to feed a Nigerian? How much money do you need to feed? How much can somebody eat in a day? Is it not this small stomach? How much? It's very little now. So you don't need billions to keep people fed and healthy. That is the basic thing we're asking for. That's what my government is focused on. And I know people think, oh, it is so primary, it is not extravagant, it is not sophisticated. I know. But people are hungry. Let us feed the people first. Let us feed the people. Let us keep them healthy. Then we can talk about all the big grammar and infrastructure. And a hungry man is an angry man. And once people are hungry, every other thing you're talking about, it's just not entering. It's not working. They are sick because they are hungry. They are not progressing because they are hungry. So first of all, let us feed the people, and then every other thing will follow. So I realized from all of this that the best thing we have to do is to just go down to the grassroots where the politicians are not telling them the truth. Politicians no longer campaign. They don't come and tell you their plans. They don't read their manifestos to you. They don't engage in debates. Why? Because it's not necessary. It's not necessary. All they have to do is steal money, amass a lot of wealth, and then wait for time for voting. So when it is time for elections again, they just open those big bags of money and they begin to distribute it out to people. That is the system in Nigeria, and that's the system that we have come to change. We have come to help the people understand that, yes, you're hungry, but this money that these people are sharing to you is your own money. It is your own money. You do not have to feel obliged to do whatever they ask you to do, even if you collect that money, because it is your money. A thief steals your money from you, comes back and tells you that you should be appreciative of the fact that he's giving you back your money. Hell no. I'm like, give me my money and get away. Do you still have another of my money? Give it to me. But after that, I'm kicking you out because you're a thief. So even though we don't subscribe to people taking money, but hey, when the chips are down, when you look at it, when you analyze it, I'll tell you to take that money because it's your money. Don't feel anything about it. Don't think, oh, because you agreed that if you take that money, you have to vote for me. If you don't vote for me, one Holy Ghost fire will fire you. One shrine will. No. That is not true. That is not true because they stole that money. They stole that money. It is not their hard-earned money. So no amount of cost they put on you will do you any good. Say that Dr. Chidi told you. It is not possible. They cannot steal your money and come and also keep you bound by any nonsense agreement or cost. It will not do you anything. So people, that's why we're in this race. We're in this race to take the fight to the people. We are no longer just talking online. We are no longer the internet warriors. We have moved in African Action Congress. We moved from being internet warriors. We moved from just writing and protesting online to actually forming a movement, which we call the Take It Back movement. And from that movement, it metamorphosized into a party. And we call it now African Action Congress. So we are not joking. We have moved from one step to another, and we are showing people the right way to do things. Somebody like President Obama in those days in America, he didn't stand a chance. Obama was not a billionaire. He was just a regular person. They were laughing at him. He didn't have any money bags. They raised their money from ordinary individuals, even from students. Go and look at Obama's campaign. They raised their money. It was $1, $5, $10. That's how they raised their money, and they mounted an aggressive campaign, and they won. So we're going to win in Enugu State with people laughing at us. Some people in a forum, they told me yesterday, they said, Chidi, you're just wasting your time. I said, Chidi, you're just going to blow your hard-earned money. And I'm like, well, thank goodness you did not say that I'm blowing the money that you gave me. Okay, I told him I will not collect your money for anything, because I know your heart is not in helping people. Your heart is in just buying up a contestant, and then when they win, you come and start demanding for the allocation of the state, because that's what people do. That's why we have refused to take money from money bags. There are people out there that if I just go and make them my sponsor, you will not see me raising money online. They have the money. They have billions. I'm telling you, people have money in Nigeria, and it's business for them. You just come, you sit down with them, you sign a contract, you enter into some funny covenant, and they give you the money, and you go there and you win. And when you win, you have to abide by the rules of the game. You have to abide by the terms of the contract. That's not what we're doing. That's why we're ignoring them. That's why we're going ahead and we're raising money from fellow citizens of Nigeria like you and me. Our outreach is spread all over the world. They are focused on Nigeria. They have their billions and their millions in Nigeria, and they think that's where life starts and ends. They don't know that there are Nigerians all over the world. Anybody who lives outside Nigeria is so pissed off with what is happening in Nigeria. Anybody who grew up in Enugu State and lives outside the country is pissed off with what is happening in Enugu State. I've talked to people. So we're all mobilizing. We used to say in Enugu State that va. And people will say, Chidi, what does that mean? It means anya is I. You know, like you're trying to observe something, you're watching something, and then it just happens like lightning. Witness a flash, things change. So while they're busy thinking we're wasting our time, while they're busy thinking that, oh, we don't have money to throw around, we're busy laying our foundation, we're busy mobilizing the grassroots, we're busy changing people's ideology, because people are smart. People are very, very smart. The politicians have said that the people in Enugu State are mumu. They just come and tell us one slogan that Enugu State is the hands of God. They tell us everything is working. You say it, but when you go to the street and talk to people, the only reason why it is difficult to get people to talk or to express themselves in Enugu State is that most of the people in Enugu State are civil servants. It's a civil service state, and guess who is the chief employer? It is the state governor that is the chief employer of everybody, of most people in Enugu State. So how can they come and talk against the government? That is why it is difficult to find people expressing themselves. And the contract, the civil service contract that they signed, does not allow them to express themselves. Everything they say they are holding a political opinion, and they could lose their jobs. So if they are passing on a road that has potholes, they dare not say that there are potholes on that road. If there is epileptic power supply in Enugu, they cannot say that the power supply is not steady, because that would be making a political statement. So you see why it will look like Enugu State is relatively calm. People are suffering in silence. That is the truth. Anybody you call anybody you call behind the scenes and you ask them the situation, they will tell you that there is hunger in the land. They will tell you there is no job in the land. So that is the situation. Onyeka George, thank you so much. Remo Petrosi, thank you very much. We are doing what we are supposed to do. That is the right thing. Going down to the grassroots, participating in the election. You cannot just sit back and not participate in the election. And one thing I hate people saying, oh, there is no vacancy in the Lion building. That is a big lie. You cannot say there's no vacancy in the Lion building. Let me tell you why it's a lie. Any place where some states are not holding an election. You know why they're not holding an election? Because there is no vacancy. There is no, INEC has not called for an election in those states. But in a place like Enugu State, INEC has called for an election. The only reason they called for an election is because there is vacancy in the government house. So that is the first lie that people are told, that there is no vacancy. There is a vacancy there. And we run a democratic system of government. Our constitution provides for an election after every 4-year term of a governor. And so after the 4-year term of the incumbent governor, there is room to analyze what he has done. There is room to challenge him. So there is vacancy in the Lions building in Enugu State, and that is the vacancy we are going to be filling come 2019. What people don't understand is our audacity to challenge the status quo. But why would we not do that? I'm from Enugu State. I'm not comfortable with what is happening. I'm not comfortable with the lackadaisical attitude that things are going on there in Enugu State. So that's why we have to do something. Of course, that is why we have to do something. That is why we have to challenge the status quo. We can't just stay there and not do anything. So guys, I want you to support what we're doing. We're going to be posting the GoFundMe link and our account in our foreign account, and also our account in Nigeria. These are ways that you can support what we're doing. If you want to donate money to my campaign team, it is Stanbic IBTC, account number 930-201-6150. Stanbic IBTC, account number 930-201-6150. We also have a TD Canada Trust account. The number is 656-7586. Our GoFundMe page is Make Enugu Great Again on www.gofundme.com. Make Enugu Great Again. Those are places you can go and support us. And somebody's going to ask, tell me why you need money. Well, I have always said it a couple of times. The first thing you learn when you go to get involved in elections in Nigeria is that everything you have to do, you require money. Everything requires money. There is nothing that you do concerning elections in Nigeria that you don't spend money. Actually, if you tell someone good morning, they'll answer you with good money. So everything involves money. We have and thanks so much to Ikenna Okoye, Engineer Ikenna Okoye, who opted to pay for a lot of our posters. He opted to pay for a lot of our posters, campaign posters that will be printing, thousands of them. Also, Chief Ikenna Onachukwu, who's an old boy of mine, he also opted to spend ₦1,000,000 towards our campaign materials. And there's Cyprian, who's also an old boy of my school. A lot of my old boys are really giving me a lot of support, and I'm grateful to them. So many of them have opted to help, and I really appreciate them. The names are just Ojiego, Kashmir Ojiego opted to donate 100,000 naira to the campaign. Thank you so much. And we also have people who have donated into our account 20,000 naira, 40,000 naira, 5,000 naira. All of you, we appreciate you. It's going to cost us 1.9 million to print just posters for the 17 local government areas, and that's just at 2,000 pieces per local government. You know, some other people print like 20,000 per local government, but we have to do what we have to do at our own level. We don't spend money where there is no need to spend money. We are very prudent in the way we spend money, and so we're going to spend money where it is necessary. We will print flyers that will educate people about our programs and our vision. We will also put billboards in strategic places where we think they are necessary. We're not just going to flood the whole place with billboards. There are politicians put like 50 billboards on a road that has potholes, on a road that people are dying. And I say, all the monies that you use to put this mighty billboards, some of them, the billboards are so big, it costs like 1.2 million to put one. And you find like on the same stretch of road, you find like 20 of such billboards, people congratulating the politician, people telling him to go on. And if you were to calculate how much money it costs to put that billboard there, you will see that it would have been enough for them to build that road. And that is what we are not going to do. One is enough for us, just to make our people know that we are in the race. But we are going to win, because it is not the billboard that will vote. It is our members in the grassroots. Ezezuchukwu Phillips, the vice chairman of the African Action Congress, Enugu, thank you so much for coming on. Dr. Erika Nwanyanwu has just posted where you can donate to our campaign. So I was talking about reasons why we need money. We need to print these materials. We need to put the billboards. We need to make t-shirts and other materials. We need vehicles to move around. If there's enough money, we'll brand the vehicles. If there's not, we'll just make the vehicle do the job it's supposed to do, and which is moving people from one spot to another. That's what we need money for, logistics. We will never need money to share to people. We don't share money to people. We sometimes buy refreshments for those who help us to move around. If we have kept people in a place listening to us for such a long time and we think there is need for refreshment, we make efforts to buy refreshment for them. We maintain offices. We need more offices around the state in some other local governments. But these offices, some of them cost like as little as 20,000 naira for a whole year. Can you imagine that? Some of them are like 45,000 for a whole year. So if somebody were to give us $100 and say, you know what, I am donating this $100 to pay for a party office in my local government, that would be it. That $100 would have finished paying for that office. You all know that we can sit down and blow $300 just like that if you take somebody out. But guess what that $300 can do towards our mission back home? Okay, so it is time for us to put our money where our mouth is. Vincent Onya, thank you so much for coming on. Let's share this video. Let us invite a lot of people. Remember, we also need to make jingles that we will keep playing on the radio stations. But it's not enough to make the jingle. You also need to pay to keep the jingles online. Ifi Uche Ene Ono, thank you so much for coming on. We need to pay to keep the jingle online. And so those are the reasons why we need money. We need money to advertise online too. So that's what we need to do. Don't mind Ezra Phillips, he came late, but he will have to do punishment. His punishment is that he has to invite 20, 30, 40,000 people to this place. OC Enrico, thank you so much. So guys, let us keep sharing this. I was talking with some students and somebody said, why am I asking students to raise money? And I'm thinking, why? Why wouldn't we ask students to help us in raising money? See, you have to be willing to sacrifice something to get what you want. We are fighting against people who have killed our educational system. We are fighting against people who do not have any guaranteed future for the young generation of Nigerians. And so if it will cost you a day's pleasure, if it will cost you denying yourself any luxury to put money into an effort to guarantee your future, I don't think it is something bad. Nobody's asking a student to break the bank, but it is just you trying to show that you are part of this movement. It is you owning a piece of it, because when you put your money somewhere, like the Bible says, where your money is, that's where your heart is. So it is important that when you believe in a struggle, that you actually sow a part of you in that struggle. And the quickest way to do that is for you to sow money into that struggle. And I'm not sounding like Nigerian pastors, but you need to, try and help, especially when you know that this group does not believe in godfathers, that this group does not believe in money bags. Because what that does is, you know that you own this movement. You know, when you see anything being done, you know that your money was put into that project, and you can hold those people who took your money accountable. The reason why we don't hold our leaders accountable is that we were not part of the process in any way. The politician sits down with his money bag, with his sponsor, with his godfather. They choose who they want. They come out, they do the election, they buy the votes. So how dare you come and challenge the politician? Did you give him money to buy the vote? Do you know how much he spent? So you go and sit down. You are not part of the process. So when you tell them, Oga, why didn't you build this road? They will ask you how much you put in his election. Why should he build the road? Why should he build the road? Do you know how much Mr. Okeke and Mr. Okafor gave him? So he has to first of all settle them out of the contract from that road. Then the remaining, they will take out 70% and only commit 30% if they even commit up to 30% to embarking on that project. So if you don't want to be treated like that, then it is better that you join a group of responsible people who are tired of what is going on in the country. Let's put our small resources together, because we're not going to be throwing parties every day, because we're not going to be sharing money. It is possible for us to achieve with 100,000 naira what these people achieve with 1 million naira. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not joking. We are able to do that. We are able to go around with volunteers who are sincere and we are able to mobilize people and talk to them with passion. You see, there's a difference between when somebody is talking to people with passion than the person who was paid. Honestly speaking, we've had crowds who stay with us, who run around, who go through the market, do everything because they believe in what we're doing. And then you have other people that are paid 5,000, 10,000 to go around and do things. Honestly, some of them belong to other parties. They will actually take their party's flyers and go and distribute with the money you paid them to go and do campaign for you. So they are not trustworthy, and you can't count on them. People have 3 or 4 or 5 voters cards. They just move from one place to the other. Christopher Okonta, thank you so much, my brother, for coming on. This is serious stuff. We don't want anybody who is just after money. Our political money is not a business entity. Our political party, it's not a business entity. It is a force for change. It is where we come and we discuss serious business. It is where we come and we task ourselves, what are we going to do to effect a change in our country? That's what we do there. So when we meet, after meeting, we go out with the passion and the zeal to make a change in our environment. So if you're there just looking for how much money you will get, in fact, some people ask me, they tell me this is how they do it in the other political parties. Well, guess what? If we wanted to do things like the other political parties, we will be in a union with them. We would have had a pact with them. But we are not like them. In fact, we are not a political party. We just had to register. We're the Take It Back movement. People need to understand that we are the Take It Back movement. We are only getting involved in the Nigerian politics through a party that we floated. So the African Action Congress is just a vehicle for us to participate in the politics of the land. It is for us to contest for an election that we need a party. At the end of this whole process, win or lose, we are still going to fight and hold the government to account with our Take It Back movement. Something has already started and it will not stop until we achieve our aim. Ian Toliver, Kingsley, Uche Nwanyanwu, thank you so much for coming on, guys. I'm telling you, we have started, we will keep pushing, and we will achieve our aim, whether they like it or not, because our fight is a just fight. Our fight to set free our people is a justified mission that we are on. So we will not be deterred. We will not be intimidated. We will not be cowed. We will just not be stopped. Okay, like we say, the train has left the station a long time ago. So let's go ahead and see you ask your questions. There is so much we plan to do for Enugu State. So much. I've talked about them in some other videos where we talked about our vision, my vision, and I always say our vision because it's a collective effort. I have a lot of people in my strategy group who sit down and they talk about what we are going to do. OC Erico, thank you. So when you hear me say our vision, it is not my vision. It is our vision. It is the vision of a collection of the people who believe in Enugu State. So our vision is to make Enugu State great again. Our vision is also what's this? Disciplinary prefect. Okay, that's Ezra Phillips. Our vision is tied to the vision of the African Action Congress, which is captured under our 10-point agenda, represented by the acronym SPICER HEAT. I'm not going to go into that, but if you Google, those of us, if you're watching this program, that means you are internet savvy, so you can just go and Google SPICER HEAT. We also have a hard copy of that, our manifesto. You see, the African Action Congress, we have a manifesto. We're not joking. Everything that we're telling you is well thought out here. So you can go and research and see our manifesto. So our vision for Enugu State is derived off of what we have in the AAC manifesto, and it is represented by a 4-point main agenda, which is also represented by the acronym MEGA. So that's why you keep hearing of our MEGA vision. It is a huge vision that we have for Enugu State. It's an Enugu State, like if you guys have watched the movie Wakanda, you see how the movie Wakanda touched everybody, because that is what people aspire to see. I have spoken to people in Enugu State and I know what they want. I don't even need to speak with people in Enugu State. I am a son of the soil. I am from Enugu State, born and bred in Enugu State. So I know, I feel it. There is no year that I have not gone home. I'm always in contact with what is happening in Enugu State. And as a former president of Enugu State Association, I have been so close to our people. So I know what our people want. The primary thing, the primary basic thing we have to do is to feed Enugu State. Embark on large-scale modernized agriculture. I was talking with someone today and they told me, when I gave them the plans that we have for Enugu State, it was like, oh my goodness, why hasn't anybody thought about this? I said, because the people that are there cannot do more than they can do. You cannot give what you don't have. And when I talk like this, people say, Chidi, no, just focus on your manifesto, focus on your campaign, and don't criticize people. But it's difficult for you not to criticize people. It's difficult for you to understand why a state like Enugu State, with all its natural resources and all the human resources we have, we are not able to feed ourselves. I sing it like a broken record that we are hungry in Enugu State. And this is a state that is in the east, where we have good sunlight, where we have enough rainfall, where we have fertile soil. How come we are not able to feed ourselves? It is because of misplaced priority of the administration. Honestly, it's misplaced priority. When I came down to Enugu State with a team and we were hoping to talk with the government, it didn't work out. And we ended up speaking with the Anambra state government. And when we got there, we found out that those people have an advanced program of agriculture where right now they are even exporting vegetables to the US of A. Those are the kind of visions that we have for Enugu State. When we're talking about growing crops, we will grow enough to feed ourselves. But growing things like cassava and maize is not just so that we can make apple and gari, but because these are high income yielding cash crops. So when you plant something like cassava or maize or rice or any other thing in large quantity, you have enough to feed yourself and you have enough to export. So that's why we are going to be doing that. We are going to be putting so much energy in advanced method of agriculture. So when we do that and we're able to feed our people, then we can talk about the economy of Enugu State. In fact, by the time we get it well, by the time we get it right, by the time we have embarked on large-scale farming, and we have warehouses, we have trailers coming in to take out the goods that we produce, we have importers and exporters visiting Enugu State to engage us, to come and buy from us, it would have increased the level of activity in the economy of Enugu State. And that is what brings us to our second item, which is enhance the economy of Enugu State. So you see how when we face the primary thing to do, and now the people are happy because they say a hungry man is an angry man, but they are no longer angry because they are well fed, their children are well fed, they are no longer sick because they are healthy, then they now also have money in their pockets. So their purchasing power would have increased. You know, the hotels will get more patronage because now we have people coming in from everywhere to come and do business in the Enugu State. Income tax that will be generated in Enugu State will become more. Young people will have jobs because as you engage in large-scale farming, from your farm produce, you have so many byproducts. You can have companies that will engage in food processing, things like tomatoes, potatoes that you can make potato chips out of them, cookies, biscuits, things like that. So much that you can do. Starch, you can have byproducts that you use to make raw materials for the pharmaceutical industry, for the cosmetic industry, for so many other industries that use, almost every industry uses starch in their production. I'm telling you, but we only look at agriculture as just producing cassava to make apple and gari and abacha. It is beyond that. So that is what we are bringing into Enugu State. And even in enhancing the economy of Enugu State, I've told you how we're going to build a mega market at the 9th Mile corner so that we will stop the money that would have been used in Enugu State, will stop it from flying to Onitsha or flying to Port Harcourt. Those are the things that we're going to do. And there's a lot that is contained in enhancing the economy of Enugu State. Our plans to make sure that more airlines come into Enugu State. I was talking with the management of Ethiopian Airlines. As you know, they fly a direct flight from US and Canada to Enugu State. And very soon we're going to be announcing the outcome of our meeting with them. We're trying to see that they give discounts for people coming into Enugu State. These are one of the ways we can attract people, because they see that coming to Enugu State is cheaper than coming into somewhere like Abuja or Lagos. It will make people come into Enugu State, and then they will try some of our things, and it will increase the economy of Enugu State. We'll also make sure that we develop the cargo section of the Enugu airport so that we can also have a tax-free zone so that people can just import their things, transact their business, and they are not charged all these extra duties. So at the end of the day, it's going to make the local trader who is importing goods have more flexibility to make profit and to also bring down the price of goods in Anambra, in Enugu State. So if things are so cheaper in Enugu State, guess what? People will flock to Enugu State to buy things. Those people that used to go to Onitsha and Aba and Port Harcourt, once they come to Enugu State, they buy their things and they go. Those are some of the things we will do to enhance the economy of Enugu State. Thirdly, under the mega vision, we have the letter G. Under G, we're going to provide a great healthcare system for Enugu State. In fact, we have a greater Enugu insurance scheme that we're going to launch for the people of Enugu State. Under that insurance scheme, we will guarantee free Medicare for every citizen of Enugu State. And there is so much that we're going to do there. When you enter the hospitals in Enugu State, you will not believe it. We'll make sure that we'll build advanced healthcare centers in all the local government areas, at least healthcare centers. Some of them we're going to build full hospitals because that's what they need. But under that greater health scheme and under that greater insurance scheme, we're going to make sure that people are taken care of in Enugu State. Now, finally, remember that under the improving the economy of Enugu State, we have education, we have other items there. That is in the expanded version of our manifesto. But finally, under the mega vision, the letter A stands for advanced world-class infrastructure. When we talk about infrastructure, people just think about road. You know, that's what they think about, road. But infrastructure is beyond a few kilometers of road. Infrastructure is bridges. Infrastructure is transportation. How do you move people around? We're going to have a world-class mass transit system. Remember in those days where they started Anamco? No, it's not Anamco. Atraco or something. Traco. Transport Corporation of Anambra. What are trackers? It was trackers. Remember those days? Remember how efficient they were? We're going to make sure that we have an efficient system. There were plans to build a monorail in Enugu. I don't know what happened. I know the people who were involved. Actually, the company is based in Canada. We actually did some jobs for them. Like I told you, I'm an architect. I have a construction company. So we had worked for them on that project. So my exposure to construction makes it easy for me to know how to deal with infrastructure. And so we would go ahead and bring back that monorail project so that we can move people quickly from one spot to the other without having to put pressure on the transportation system. Now, those are some of the things that we're going to be doing when we take over the leadership of Enugu State. There are so many of them. There's just tons and tons of things that we can do. But guess what? We cannot do all these things except we are sitting at the helm of affairs. How are we going to sit at the helm of affairs if we do not win an election? How would we win an election if we do not mount a very good campaign? How would we mount a good campaign if we do not have money? Because everything about campaign is how much money you have to be able to mount a good campaign. That's why we are asking you to donate whatever you can to the Chidi for Governor campaign team. Thank you very much, everyone, for being part of this broadcast. Like I promised you, we're gonna be here for 1 hour. I don't wanna stretch that time because I know a lot of you have things to do. Today is a Saturday, and there's so many activities happening everywhere, and I won't want to keep you for long. If you have any questions, let me read this question. It says, student needs to donate money. Okay, first man he was talking about students need to donate money. If they spend a lot of money going to school and end up with no job. That's a good one, first man. Thank you, Nobi Sokori, Chikano Zie, Michael Oloyade. Thank you so much, guys. Helena Kiekoli. Thank you, everyone. Let's keep supporting what we're doing. If you scroll up and down, you will see the links where you can support what we're doing. Till I come your way again, please keep believing in yourself. Don't let anybody intimidate you. You can do anything that you want to do, and we will take over the Lion Building come 2019. My name is Chidi, Cadet Nwanyanwu. I'm the gubernatorial candidate for the African Action Congress in the 2019 elections in Enugu State. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.